Hi Aries, this is your general tarot reading for Aries Sun, Moon and Ascendant, or rising sign for the month of May. So Aries, for the month of May, you better hang on to your little ram's horns because it's going to be big. It's going to be powerful as some cards jump out here. And why is the first card? Why is it going to be big? Why is it going to be powerful? Because it's all about the money. That's it, Aries. The first card out tells you the same. This month is all about the money. Second card, the High Priestess, followed by another money card, Page of Pentacles. Now, why the heck is it all about money? As I keep shuffling, waiting on the right cards to come out just for you, Aries. Because there's so much happening in your second house, which is the house for you of big finances, big self-value too, but it's where you really know all that there is to know about money. So why is May such a big month for the house of money for you? Let's start at the beginning, Aries. So we're leaving April and entering May with a big full moon happening it's a Scorpio moon, happening in your 8th house of big transformations. Big, big, big. It's where you dig deep and pull out all the crap and get rid of all the unnecessary stuff so that you can transform. So that's the energy as we enter May, okay? There, there's 2 cards come out. Hold on, one went on the floor, Aries. I have to get it. The Tower. Perfect, perfect. Laying it down there. The 7 of Cups. So we have this big transformative moon that's essentially going to shine all through. Oh, this card was here. It was turned over and I didn't see it. The Ace of Cups. And this full moon is pushing you to transform your what? Your second house of finances, because we start May with the Sun in your second house in Taurus. Then on the 13th of May, Mercury also goes into Taurus, your second house of money. Then, when is it on the 15th of May, as a bunch of cards come out here. The first one is the Knight of Cups, Judgement, the devil, but don't panic because I know what this is about and I'll talk to you about it. The 7 of Pentacles, waiting on 2 more cards. So we have the Sun and then mid-month Mercury going into your financial house. On the 15th of May, there's a new moon opening up something huge in your money house. New insights, new beginnings, fresh opportunities. And if that wasn't enough, that went back in there. If that wasn't enough, Uranus, the big rebel, the lightning strike that we're seeing here in this Tower card, the lightning strike that's going to come and hit you, baby, is going to hit you where? In the second house of money. So it's going to be shocking, shocking, shocking. And honestly, when that lightning strike comes, it's going to feel like a boom and a bang. But when it goes, it'll be more like a bling, a boom and a bang. Bling, 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 bling. Bling, blang, boom. Can't even say that. Bling, bang, boom. I'll try that again. Bling, bang, boom. That's what the month is going to be like. The bling is gonna boom. Money, 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 money. What else do we have going on? As if that wasn't enough. As if it wasn't enough. On the 16th of May, Mars then goes into Aquarius, into your 11th house. And there'll be a moment where groups of people, your friends, societies, clubs, or any large group of people, you'll feel really energized by them. But there'll be a moment in all that high energy and high, I'm so excited. See, I even burst into song there. Yeah, it's going to be like that. You'll just be bursting into everything, song, dance, whatever it is. But, oh, a few cards fell on the floor here. Hold on, Aries. The 6 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, 4 extra cards came out. I'll read them. You always do that to me. You always make me read extra cards. The Fool, I don't mind. Your card, the Martian card, the Aries card, the Emperor. Lovers, 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 lovers. And then the 6 of Swords. So we have all the cards we need plus extra ones. And we are going to just finish here. So before I look at the cards, the energy that you're going to be feeling, so excited and so intensely, I need to get going, I need to get going, I need to get going. You are going to be throwing so many new ideas out there that at some point around the 16th of May, a bunch of people, perhaps your friends, perhaps people on the internet, social media, or perhaps even an actual Aquarius person, they might look at you and say, can you just hold your horses for a moment there, please? Can you just stop? You're losing the run of yourself. But it'll be because you're so excited. And you'll know that something big has just happened in May. And you'll really just be desperate to just go with it. But there will be a moment of, rein it in, baby. Rein it in. But you won't mind. You'll get over that. Venus goes into Cancer then around the 19th of May into your 4th house. It'll be a very good time to really have a good look at your private life too, because there's this thing, the Scorpio, Jupiter retrograding in Scorpio in the 8th house, and then Venus in your home and private life. There might be a moment where you'll really want to spice things up at home, for those of you in a relationship. And for those of you not in a relationship, maybe you could get your home looking good, so you can invite somebody back for some nice food, seeing as it's Taurus season. Nice food. And what other things do Taurus like? I'm going to leave that to your imagination. So here we have then, there's a full moon at the end. The sun goes into your 3rd house. So the end of the month will be all about expanding ideas and looking to get your mind and ideas moving to go bigger and bolder. So it's a really exciting time for you, Aries. Now, what I usually do at this point is I bring the camera down and I bring you down with me so that we can have a look at the cards. But I had a little survey, a little poll on my Facebook page, She Bear Tarot, and I asked all the little She-Bearians there if they wanted to change it up a little bit. And they said, yeah, let's change it up. So I'm now going to keep the camera here, and at some point, if I get this right, you should see a little image of the spread, like a little overview, so that as I'm talking, you can see what I'm talking about, okay? So let's begin, Aries. Let's have a look. So we know that you begin with the Ace of Pentacles, the money, the big, big bang that's coming in, triggered by this card, but we'll talk about that in a moment. May is just all about you rubbing your eyes and going, I get it. I understand my value. I understand how much I deserve in my life. And I think other people need to see that too. Other people deserve to see me in my full sense of self-value. If you've been experiencing a long period, Aries, where you didn't really know your own true value, you didn't know your own self-worth, and you probably missed out on a great many opportunities because of that, that this month is going to just do a full turnaround. You'll fully get your value. You'll fully understand how important you are. And you'll fully understand the value of your coin. Whatever you're doing in work, you'll want to look for more money. You'll want a raise. If you're doing your own thing, self-employed, you'll want to finally get that price tag together. Don't undervalue yourself. put a price on it, baby. Whatever creative work you're doing and you're trying to sell it, put a price on it. Get it together, because the energy in May is so inspiring for you to really be rewarded financially in a way that you deserve. You know, it could mean, like I said, going in and making sure you get a raise in your work, or going in and digging out all the reasons why you might not be financially savvy also, because there is this balance, the psychological balance between the 8th house and the 2nd house, where there'll be a moment in May where it'll dawn on you that there are a lot of reasons why you're not making the type of money you want to make, and a great many of those reasons come from your own head, your own soul, your own psyche. You haven't valued yourself enough, and therefore life hasn't given you back reward. And like I said, this is the month where you get the rewards back, and the rewards come back once you have your own sense of self-value. Now, I'll say this, you could be looking around at people in your life, friends or family, who aren't really helping you out in a way that you need. Now, okay, it's not their job to financially support you, and if you are being financially supported by somebody, May is going to change all of that. That will come to a big end in some way. But if, in general, if you have projects, or if you're trying to bring your world into a new financial realm, if there are people around you who aren't supporting you, I mean, the truth is, you can look at them and say, if you're not motivating me, if you're not encouraging me, if you're not cheering me on, then you're just a distraction to me. And I just don't need your energy. So don't let anybody now from May hold you back from knowing your true self-worth. Lose the people in your life who constantly remind you that, oh, you'll never do that, you're not good at that. Lose them, lose them, lose them. From now on, baby, only surround yourself with people who are cheering you on and encouraging you as you go on this new financial journey and this new journey of self-worth, you know. Now, the High Priestess, she is the one that is, for me, she always represents the new moon. And again, the new moon is in your financial house. So she's going to really kickstart that too on the 15th, the same time that Uranus. So see, here they all are here. The money, the 2nd house. The new moon, 2nd house. Uranus, the lightning strike, 2nd house. So we're opening up with this energy very, very quickly. And she's deeply transformative. Didn't I say the moon in Scorpio, the full moon at the start of the month, or that will come, it's at the end of April actually, but the energies, you'll feel it at the start of the month. They're going to invite you to go deep, baby, to go deeper and understand on a very deep psychological level why you haven't valued yourself. And it could be something very simple, Aries. It could be that your position when you were growing up, like were you a middle child, an oldest child, a youngest child? Was there some disadvantage to where you were placed within the family? Did your family have a very strange attitude when it comes to being a success and making money? Or did they point at you and say, oh, look, leave those people to make money, you're just better kind of ticking along and not doing anything? It's like there's some attitude that you've been carrying along about money that now needs to break. And this is May. This is when the deep transformation happens, when you're pulled deeply, and it'll be uncomfortable. I mean, big psychological work doesn't just happen over a cup of tea and a slice of cake and say, now, did you like that? On you go now and be transformed. It doesn't work like that, Aries. You're going to feel it. And this girl is Persephone. She is the girl who literally went to hell and back. So there'll be moments in May where it will feel a bit like you're having to go back to hellish places in your psyche places that you didn't want to be reminded of, and it'll feel like a little bit like going to hell and back all over again. But the point is, you go to hell and back in order to retrieve what? This, baby, the gold, the bling. This is what you're bringing back. You're bringing back this whole new attitude. Your mojo is coming back, your money mojo, baby. So it's worth digging deep. I mean, if you want the treasures of this earth, you have to go and dig deep to find all those fabulous raw materials. You got to do it. And this is going to be big for you. Big, big, big. Now, the Page of Pentacles, this really says that you're going to feel all this energy that we just described, and you're going to feel like a beginner, like you're starting all over again with a new, fresh outlook about yourself and about your finances. For some of you, you might feel that you need to even go further with what it is that you need to learn. You need to learn how to manage money. You need to learn how to expand your horizons. You need maybe even in some way to study further so that a certain qualification can bring you more money. It will be just this great moment where you have a new toy, basically. And the new toy is your potential to make money and your potential to fully explore your own true value. As I said to you, put a price tag on yourself, baby. And even if you're putting the price tag on yourself and you're trying to think of a number, how much am I worth? Why don't you begin by saying priceless? Priceless. Priceless. Here we have the Tower combined with those top 4 cards there. This is the lightning strike that I've been talking to you about, happening on the 15th of May. Some of you will feel it beforehand, some of you will feel it afterwards. Maybe it's a long-term thing because Uranus is moving out of Aries. So it's going to get a bit electrifying, and he's moving into your financial house. So, excuse me, there'll be a moment where something it'll be like energy will feel very heightened, and you'll feel the shift. You'll definitely feel it. And when Uranus comes and has this big lightning strike, what does he knock down? He doesn't knock down something of value. He knocks down all the old crap that needs to come down. I mean, what do we demolish? We demolish derelict buildings. We demolish things that have no longer any value. We demolish things that are in the way of progress. And that's what Uranus is coming in to do for you. He's demolishing anything in your life that is derelict and in your way of making progress. Because Aries, from now on, it's just progress, 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 progress. It's all about you and your moment in May where you push forward with a real sense of power and a real sense of, I know where I stand. Because Taurus rules this second house. Taurus is the bull. That's why there's a bull outside Wall Street, and probably why we say gold bullion. It's the symbol of holding your ground. The bull will put his hoofs in and hold his ground and say, this is mine. And the objective of the bull, particularly in terms of finance, is to push forward, to go forward and make more, make bigger, you know. And that's what it's going to be for you. Now, of course, in all of that energy, you're going to really have that moment where you look up and go, I have never felt in a long time so inclined to believe in myself, to believe in my dreams, and to believe that the things I'm passionate about, be it your creative things, your work, your mojo, your sense of wanting to get out there and light something on fire for yourself. There'll be that first moment where you go, it's been a long time, it's been a long time. I can't believe how long it's been since I have really projected what it is that I want out there. And that's what he's doing. He's stepping out of the shadows and just saying, is it possible? Is it possible that I can have this? I can have this too, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And it'll be like that. The possibilities are endless. Once all the derelict crap, both psychologically and in your life, comes down. I'll say this again. Something will come to an end, a big end, somewhere where you felt you had power. But it was a kind of fake power. Maybe if you work in a place where you had some authority over people as your work position, as your work title, it'll feel fake and phony to you, and it won't feel like real power anymore. And it'll come to an end. Because you will sense that you need to find a new passion. So like I said, in terms of your career particularly, if something isn't passionate, if it's not lighting you on fire, if you're not waking up in the morning desperate to get a pen and paper and write down your new ideas and think, and feel. If that's not what you're doing, then you're not doing the right thing. And May is going to show you that. If you're not waking up in the middle of the night kind of feeling, oh my God, I have a new idea. Oh my God, I know what to do next. If that's not happening, you're in the wrong place. It's got to be your ideas from now on. It's got to be you pushing your life and not depending on your job, not depending on other people for money, and not to be depending on just on anything else except your passion, your dream for your future, your potential. Light it up, baby. Light it up. And you know, beside that is this gorgeous card. One of the dreams you have, and I've spoken to you before, Aries, love is not such a big thing for you in general. But I think because you're going into May and you're feeling this heightened sense of being passionate about yourself and your life, I think that you might start attracting. You see, Taurus, the ruler of the second house there, is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the great attractor. So that you'll realize the more empowered you are with what you're doing in your life, your dreams and wishes, the more you're actually going to attract people. And I think at some point around 19th, mid-May, you're going to start attracting a lot of people that really seem to like the cut of your jib, Aries. They like you. And you could meet somebody, really, somebody very special. Somebody who kind of gets you. I'll say this too, because there is the Scorpio moon and Jupiter there going in 8th house thing. There could be a moment for some of you where you are totally reignited when it comes to your passion, to your intimacy, through your sexuality and all sexual relationships. And some of the self-value that you're going to be rediscovering is very sensual and sexual. And you'll want to express that. This is a card of expression, also expressing something very healthy. And to express yourself in a way to a person, to show them what you desire, to show them what you physically need, the sensuality that you need. That's very empowering and it's very healthy. And I think mid-month, that's what you'll really be wanting to do. For those of you in a relationship, you'll want to stop looking at your partner and saying, God, they're just not lighting my fire. And start saying, well, why don't you light the fire, Aries? You're the initiator. Why don't you do it? You show them what you want. You show them how to be sensual, sensitive, and intimate in a way that you like. And then you can light that up too with the big bolt of lightning. Maybe that's something that's also going to get a big bolt of lightning. Your sensuality, your sexuality, and your whole approach to all of that, which is a beautiful thing because, as I said, it's a very healthy thing. to fully express in that way. And this is the card of cleaning things up, cleaning things out, so that you can be healthier. But love definitely is something that's going to be happening. Because beside it we have the Knight of Cups. And what does he do? I've said this to somebody before. He doesn't just walk in and say, hello, can anybody love me? Anybody? Anybody there wants to love me? No? No? Okay, nobody loves me. Nobody ever loves me. It's not like that now. Because once you have this bit of a renaissance, a bit of a shock moment where the penny drops, you say, I need to stop waiting for people to love me. I need to show them what I expect from love, what I want to emit, what I want to share. And I need to show them what it means to be a lover. And this is you taking the healing and going out and saying, this is who I am. Like I said, he's not saying, anybody love me, anybody. No, he's got self-value. He's on a mission now. He's holding his cup of love in his hand. And he's saying, I'm ready for love. I'm ready. I'm ready for a rebirth in love if you're in a relationship. And if you're single, I'm ready to find new love. But on my terms. I'm going to show them what it means to be a good lover. And let's see who reflects that back to me. You know, it's a mission. And Aries, you are the best when you're on a mission. That's when your passion is ignited. Every time we see a knight, we really have to always think of your energy. Because it's the noble one, the one who believes romantically in an idea or a philosophy or a thought or a concept. And he's the cavalier, he's the knight, he's prepared to go anywhere, face any dragons and slay them so that he gets what he wants. Now tell me that's not your energy, baby. That in order to get what you want, you have to put on the shining armor, get on your horse and say, I have a belief, I have an idea, and it's a pure idea, and it's a noble idea, and I'm going to bring that out there. And this idea is love. And because, like I said, you have this new healed sense of self-love, that you are going to want to bring that out to the world. Show the world what it means to be an Aries. I love it, I love it. Here we have Judgment, again, a scorpionic card, all the full moon that comes into May. And this is a moment where after the lightning strikes and everything that was derelict, anything that was in the way of your progress comes crashing down, there'll be a moment where you look at the rubble and say, can I salvage anything here? Because, that's a smart thing to do too. You don't just knock something down, bulldoze it and just make it an absolute clear path. You look at what's left behind. If it's a building, you'll see, is there any steel, iron, anything that I can take back and salvage? But it's the same with you. When this big shock comes to your financial world and to your sense of self-value, you'll be looking around at all the people who lay derelict around you and say, can I take some of these people with me? Well, the answer is you can. If they're prepared to see you in a new way, if they're prepared to understand that you've done some deep transformative work and that from now on, it's only your passions. And if they can do that, if they can see the new you with all your new value, then yes, you can take them. If not, no. If not, they get left behind. And there'll be a moment where people will be looking at you towards the end of May, and the ones that kind of laughed at you, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, be it in your relationships, your life in general, your career, your plans, anyone who laughed at you, that you will get that satisfying moment towards the end of May where they'll come back to you. The ones who once laughed at you for what you were doing now run to you and say, can you tell me how you did or how you do what you're doing? So it's quite satisfying. but it is deep transformations. It's going to feel deep, it's going to feel heavy, but it's going to be absolutely worth it. And for some of you, if you've been dealing with weird, let's not forget, this is going to be a kind of a weird month because it's heavily influenced by Uranus, and he's totally unpredictable. He is that unexpected thing that just arrives that you just can't plan for. And if that comes, you might find that some weird psychological things get dug up to be fixed. And what could they be? You know, you're an adult. If you're afraid of the dark, stuff like that could be brought up to be fixed. If you're an adult and you're afraid of being alone, or if you're afraid of stepping out into the world without kind of emotionally holding somebody else's hand, if you're afraid of kind of stuff like that, that will come up. And you'll say, well, why is that important? If I'm afraid of the dark, if I'm afraid of this, you'll know why. Because it'll be these small weird things that might actually be holding you back in some way. So expect the unexpected. While you're being cleaned up, expect a bunch of weird stuff to surface up and to be judged. To be judged. Also, I'll say this, if those of you who are in competition, I think we said this last month too, if you're waiting on something that you're doing to be judged, then know that this judgment again stays in your favour in May. That people will look upon everything that you're doing in your life, in May particularly, and at the end of May they'll say, no, I like what you're doing. You get the thumbs up, you know, like the Roman emperor. It's not like that, it's you get the big thumbs up. The devil, the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. He appears here because he is some of our biggest hang-ups. He is the one that keeps us in shackles. Look, there's chains. This is the card of bondage. Not necessarily that type of bondage, but the kind of bondage that just keeps you held back. It's obsessions, it's insecurities, it's the fear that always makes you hide, the fear that stops you from entering good, healthy relationships, the fear that stops you from leaving really shit and bad relationships, the fear that stops you from expressing yourself intimately, the fears that stop you from pursuing your goals, your career goals and your dreams, the fear that keeps you stuck living in a place that you no longer want to be. That's what he represents. And he is coming in because he's saying, these fears, they're going to be called up and you're going to have to face them. You're going to have to look at me in the face, and I'm not a pushover. You're going to have to fight me for this. Tell me how bad you want to change. Tell me how bad you want money. Tell me how bad you want your life to turn around. If you look at me straight in the face and you can fight me for it, then the judgment will be in your favour. I mean, this is Saturn. This is Saturn, and he always tests you to be either the slave or the master. And May is going to be that. Are you going to be a slave to always having no control over your finances? Or are you going to master this shit? And that doesn't come without a test. But when the test comes, remember, he has horns, but so do you. Lock horns with him and pull him down to the ground and say, I've looked you square in the eyes and I beat you. Get out, get out. You've tested me and I've beaten you. Now, this is that moment coming towards the end of May where you take a good long look at what you have in your life, your relationships, your self-value, and your career in particular, what you're trying to project out into the future. And you'll say, what do I need to tweak? What do I need to move a little bit here? How do I need to fix this up in a way that it's better, essentially? How do I fix this in a way that I can have a solid foundation to make it act like an investment for my future? In all areas of your life, there'll be that moment where, am I investing in this for the right reasons? In your love life, am I investing in these relationships for all the right reasons? Your career, the same. Anything you're doing, you look back and say, did I put a low price tag on myself and I just ended up surrounded myself with idiots, people who have no respect for me? He's also saying that there's been a bunch of people who really had very little respect for you. Only because they didn't know your value, only because you didn't show them how much value you have. You know, people do that. They treat you badly when you treat yourself badly and when you allow them to treat you badly. Don't allow anybody to treat you badly, because here you'll have the energy to say, I need to take a good long look at this. Is this something I'm taking into the future? For those of you who are in a relationship that isn't healthy, review that shit and get out of it. Look at this card, the end of May, success, recognition, being seen for the things that you're doing in your life, celebrating it, and other people around you cheering you on. And because you seem at the end of the month to have a good support network now, people seem to congratulate you, they seem to celebrate you, they seem to really appreciate how you've turned yourself around by the end of May, that you'll feel so inspired. And you'll become the one that now inspires other people. As I said to you before, there will be people who will see you being recognized for what you're doing. They'll see you having a real moment of success in May. And they'll want you to inspire them. They'll come to you for your opinion. They'll come to you to say, how did you do that? How did you do that? And you said, I did it because I had to go to hell and back to make sure I got my dreams and wishes. That's how I did it. Without your support, bitch. That's how I did it. And there's a moment where you're kind of turning your back a little bit on those people who might not have really helped you very, very much, and saying, I see a bigger world. Like this guy here. I see more. I see new horizons. I see bigger places to go. I want to move. I want to move. Some of you may actually start feeling that you want to move. The energy will be so heightened that you'll say, I just want to get out of here. I want to go. Aries, couple of last cards we have going on there. The Fool, the sense of freedom, new opportunities, new fresh air coming into your life, and feeling like you have command over these new beginnings. Taking that leap of faith into the energies of your new sense of self-value. And being completely energized by Mars, the Emperor, your ruler. This is the Aries card. He's really pushing you along. You're going to feel so energized and amped up to make this a good one. The Lovers beside that, definitely, for some of you, this big transformation that's happening for you is going to make you so inspiring and so recognized and so public that you'll just be attracting love left, right and center. But at the very end of it, like the actual last card in your reading, there might be a moment where you're tempted by love and tempted by change, but you'll just say at the end of the month, I thought I wanted this, I thought I wanted love, I thought I wanted a certain type of relationship, I thought I wanted all the things in love that I didn't have. But really, I think I need to just go that bit further. I think I need to leave behind the things that I thought I wanted and run now with the new ideas, with the new desires, the new dreams, the new hopes, and move into a brand new, fresh horizon. Yeah, some of you could be physically moving on, that once you see your true value, you just won't be able to tolerate being around people who don't see that same value. Because people will fight you for this, you know. They'll fight you for it because they'll want you to stay low. They'll want you to stay in your place because they're used to you being in your place. And when you start rising up, they'll fight you and say, get back in your box. So when you're locking horns and you drag that devil to the ground, say, no. If you didn't support me, you were just distracting me. Sayonara, bitches. And that's it. Aries, so powerful, 40 minutes. I keep saying I'm trying to get the videos to be shorter. And at some point I'll actually manage to do that. But there was just so much to be said. And I really wish you a fantastic May, because it is so transformative and so powerful. And don't forget, fight for your dreams and passions. And no matter what collapses around you, remember that you have the bigger dreams and you're going to go with them. And I'll leave it at that. But Aries, if this is the first time watching my videos, then please subscribe and all the rest. And join me on my Facebook page, She Bear Tarot. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. And come back next month so that we can continue with this fabulous journey that you're on, Aries. And until then, I'm going to leave you with a big kiss for luck. And enjoy all that bling, bang, boom that's going to be happening. Aries, I love you so much.